Hi guys, Lone Vic here, back after a very long break due to work-related stuff, but now I'm here again to explain games and do my reviews and videos for you guys. I hope you like them. If you like them, click the like button below the videos, hit the subscribe button to be notified about all the new content on my channel, and well, I'll try to make this stream of new videos as regular as possible. And today we start with Mercado de Lisboa, a new game. Well, not so new, it's been out in the market for a month or so, by Vital Lacerda and also Julian Pombo. I will explain to you in this video how to play this game with two players and also tell you about the rules for all the other, variations, also the solo mode, so you'll be able to find out everything and get ready for your first play. So without further ado, let's start with how to set up Mercado de Lisboa. Okay guys, so first things first, we've got those in the box. You will find these screens that you can kind of like fold and give to each player so they can hide their money behind those screens, and those screens also have those cool like kind of instructions of what actions you can take during the round, but I won't be using them right now because, well, I'll be just explaining the game. So those four screens, each one in a player color, should be given to players in the beginning of the game. I'll just put them aside here. Now, the second thing is that you also should give to the players their wooden stands, those shop stands, as you can see. There you go. Those are in the purple color. I'll take the purple player over here, and I will take the blue player over here as well. Okay, and the next thing is that we need to populate the board. Now, we will start populating the board by placing restaurants. And restaurants are those round tokens that you can find in the box. There are 12 of them, and you have sushi bars, you have hamburger joints, you've got pizzerias, you've got tea, tea joints, places that sell tea, we've got wineries, and we've got pubs. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories of those, and each of them is in 2 copies, right? So we've got, there you go, a total of 12. Now, if you are playing a game of 2 or 3 players, you should take out one of the pubs and put it back into the box. If this is a 4-player game, then this pub goes to the 4th player. He is the owner of the pub automatically. But we're playing a 2-player game, so it goes back into the box. Now, you've got this baggie, also from Eagle Gryphon Games, which is pretty cool, together with the game, and you can use it to randomize those restaurants, because that's what you have to do right now. So I'll be randomizing those like so. You can also do it in any other way, but I chose it like this, and you put restaurants on those places, on those locations marked with those little squares in the middle, and you put them face down. So I've got a tea here, I've got another tea here, there you go. I've got a winery here. The order, it just should be randomized, so don't worry about anything right now. We've got pizza, we've got hamburgers here, we've got sushi, pizza again, winery, right? And there is, pub in the corner back there. We've got a sushi bar, and this is the last one. Okay, and the bag is empty. Remember, the last pub went into the box because I'm playing a 2-player game with 4 players. It would be given to the 4th player. And now we take all of those stands that we'll be using, you'll be putting on the board to populate this empty market right now, and we put those into the bag, and we will be using all of those, so you don't have to return any of them to the box, right? And we've got also like 5 types of those stands which will match the colors of the restaurants. We mix those up again, right? And first we draw 3 stands and we place them here in this common pool from which you will be taking those stands. So we've got, as you can see, 1 fish stand and 2 stands with meat, like butchers or something like that. And then each player also draws 3 stands. So blue will have a vegetable stand, a fish stand, and a butcher's or meat stand, right? And we've got some fruit here, some grapes and a flower stand and another one with grapes for the purple player. And the bag should be placed somewhere to the side. We will be drawing from it very often. Now, the next thing is that we should take tiles with shoppers, and those tiles, as you can see, will have 4 levels. We should shuffle those and place them face down in the designated spaces on the board. So this is number 1, this is number 2. Let's say I've already shuffled them, right? I don't want to waste your time. This is a very quick game for a very quick video. Number 4 is very small as a tile because those are the customers that give you the biggest amount of money. And we flip the first 2 tiles face up into these areas here. Okay, so as you can see, each number on the tiles corresponds to the amount of faces on those tiles, or customers. So number 1 has only 1 customer, number 2 has 2 customers, 3 and 4 customers, and they have different requirements that you will have to meet in order to earn money. And talking about money, the last element that you need to place somewhere near the board, I'll just pour them out somewhere here, are the money tokens, and each player starts with €1, so give each player €1 and that's it. So remember, in a 2-player game and a 3-player game, this is the whole setup. Each player has 3 stands, 8 meeples, €1. In a 4-player game, the last player will get the additional pub that I've put into the box. And now the setup is complete. You can start the game. Alright, so we've got the game set up. Now let's talk about what you can do in this game and what the core of the game is. So players will be placing their stands in those areas here and then trying to persuade customers, or like take customers and add them to rows and columns in order to earn money. And you will be earning money for satisfying the needs of those customers, which are printed on those tokens. And whoever has the most money at the end of the game wins. That's pretty simple. So what actions can you take during your round? Now, first things first, you can always place a stand onto the board, and there are a few rules associated with that. Let's say that the purple player is the first player and he will be starting, and he wants to place his stand over here, which he can do for €1. And after you place the stand, you also place your meeple here so that I know this is mine, right? Now, why does it cost €1? Because you have to pay €1 per every stand in the row or column that you are putting, including the newly placed stand, and you always take the higher number. So for now, in this row and in this column, there is only 1 stand, the newly placed one, so it costs you €1 to place this stand here. But let's hypothetically say that this situation is different. Let's say that we've got 1 stand already here from the blue player and 1 stand, let's say, here from the blue player, right? And those meeples are here, and the purple would like to place his stand over here, and this would cost him €2 because we've got 2 stands, including the new one here, so this action will cost him €2, right? And if there are like more stands already placed on the board, so for example something like this, right? This will be again a hypothetical, something like this. So I want to place my stand over here, and this is my new stand, right? So I would have to pay the higher cost. So in this row I would pay 2, but in this column I would pay 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is the amount I have to pay for this new stand. Okay, let's reset the board for now. So this is the first action, and additionally, talking about this action of placing a stand, you also have to know that if you place a stand over a restaurant, which is face down right now, you collect this token, flip it up and add it to your collection, right? To the tokens available for you. And this is at no additional cost. So this would still cost me only 1 to place here. And let's say that this is the first action of the first player. And now you take one of these 3 stands into your collection as well. So I'll take 1 with meat, and you take the bag, and you draw a new one into the empty space. There you go, and we've got a vegetable stand, right? So this is the first action. This is how you place stands onto the board and well, claim your space, and you can take the restaurants and everything like that. There is one notion that you have to remember about. If at any time over here you've got 3 identical stands, you can always redraw before you take a new one into your collection, right? So after you place a stand, you have 3 identical here, you don't want any of those 3, so you can throw them into the bag and redraw 3 new ones in order to have some more variety in your choice. Also, if you are starting the game and you have those 3 initial tiles and they are all the same, you also can redraw so that you don't start with 3 identical stands. Okay, so this was the first action, the placing of the of the stand, sorry. The second action that we will be talking about is opening restaurants. Now, if you already collected a restaurant, you can open it up. And opening a restaurant means placing it anywhere on the board, and you get €1 for opening a restaurant. So you can earn money this way. And if you open a restaurant on a restaurant that's face down, you open it up, you collect the new restaurant into your collection, and you can open another restaurant later on in the game. You cannot place restaurants on areas which are occupied by any player's stands, including yours. The third action that you can do, that you can perform, is bringing customers into the market. Now, bringing customers has a few caveats to it. Now, first, you can only bring customers to a row or column in those spaces which have the number of stands equal or bigger than the amount of customers. So if I have only 1 stand in this column or row, I would be able only to bring 1 customer tile here or here, right? And sorry, during the setup I messed this up a bit. Those should be flipped as well, like this. So we've got 3 to choose from at any single time. But there is also one more thing that you have to remember about, that when you are adding a customer to a row or column, you have to be able to fulfill at least one of the requirements in this row or column. So out of those 3 customers here, none of them want grapes. So if I was playing the purple player, I wouldn't be able to place this customer anywhere here because I can't fulfill their need. But if the situation was, for example, like this, so that the blue player had a stand over here for €1, for €2 obviously in this case, because this would be 1-2, right, situation. So he would have to pay €2. He would be able to add this customer over here, for example, and this customer would earn him money. And money is something that you earn every single time you add a customer to a row or column, or when you add a stand into a row or a column where there is already an attached customer or customers, right? Okay, so since we are at the money issue, let's talk about that for a moment. Now, in this case, if blue was the player who in his turn added a customer here, this customer would start purchasing in this row. And, well, the customer doesn't want any grapes, so, well, the purple player won't earn anything, but the customer wants tomatoes. So if he wants tomatoes, there is only 1 customer, the tomato costs 1, so the blue player would earn €1 in this case. If there was also, for example, a flower stand here from the purple player, let's hypothetically say that this is the case, then you will be able to see how restaurants work as well. So this customer added by the blue player, again, let's say that it's the blue player that triggers it, says that the blue player gets 1 for his tomato, but the purple player, after adding this customer, would get 2 for his flower. Why? Because he would get 1 for the restaurant and 1 for the neighboring, 1 for his stand and 1 for the neighboring restaurant in this case, right? So restaurants of the same color as stands give you +1 income from selling to customers, provided that the restaurant is neighboring orthogonically to the stand. So no diagonals in this case, right? So if this restaurant was here, the bonus would be forfeit. But since it's here, then this restaurant gives you 2. Now, if the purple player had one more restaurant, which would be neighboring, like, for example, here, right? Like this, then this flower shop would yield him 1, 2, 3 per customer buying flowers in this row or column. So restaurants are very useful. They can increase your income. Pubs are universal. They're jokers. So no matter where a pub is located, it also gives +1 to all the neighboring stands. So pub is very cool thing to have. And with the customers, there is also one more thing to remember. Let's say again, hypothetically, that it's the purple player's turn right now, and the purple player in this situation decides to add a customer to this row. Now, we've got 3 restaurants now in this row, so the purple player can take a tile with 3 customers, because there are 3 stands, put it here, and see how much money he would earn. Because, well, they don't want tomatoes, so the blue player gets nothing. Screw him, right? But the purple player gets this sold to 3 people, so he would get 3 from the grapes, and he would get 2 for each flower. That's 3 people, that's 6. So he would get 9 euros for this transaction only, right? For adding this. But then again, if the blue player, for example, added another flower shop here, he would then earn 3 euros for those customers as well. Or, for example, the purple player in his next turn would be able to add this, because he already, cashed in 9 euros from the previous transaction. He would add this and he would earn another 3 for placing this shop over here, because those customers would buy again. So this is how the game progresses, right? And there is also a 4th action. So we had 3 actions right now. We had an action for placing stands, we had an action for placing restaurants, which gives you 1 euro, and we had also an action of bringing customers. And remember that if you take a customer, you flip a new one always, right? So those were 3 actions. Now there's a 4th action that you can take, which is just taking 1 euro from the bank. If you have nothing else to do, you can always take 1 euro from the bank. But be careful, because if in one turn around the table all players perform this action of taking 1 euro, the game automatically ends and the person with the most money wins. In a 2-player game, this action has to be taken twice. So for example, the blue player takes 1 from the bank because he has nothing to do. The purple player does it, the blue player does it, and the purple player does it again. The game ends, no matter what's on the table here, right? Okay, and this is it. 4 actions to choose from. So even if you take a look at this hint that you have right here, so placing a stand on a space, for which you have to pay money, and you can also receive some money if there are any customers there, adding customers to spaces and earning money, adding restaurants to spaces and earning 1 euro, or taking 1 euro from the bank. Those are all the actions listed on the help card. Now, one more thing is that you don't have to pay for a restaurant immediately when you are putting it, provided that you can earn some money by placing it. So for example, if I didn't have any money and I could earn money by placing a restaurant here that would be enough to pay for the restaurant, then I would be able to do this, right? So let's say that, for example, we have a situation like this, right now. And I need a flower shop in this case, so let's switch it like this. So this is the situation, and the blue player, let's say, it's his turn. He has no money at all, right? But he really, for some obscure reason, because this is a tactically very lame move, he wants to place this flower shop over here. The flower shop would cost him 1, 2, 3, 4 money, right? He doesn't have 4 money right now, he's empty, but if he places the flower shop, he will get 1 money per flower sold for this customer and those 3, which is 4. So he can place his flower shop, earn the 4 euros from the customers, and then pay for the flower shop, and that's it. That's why I said it's a crappy tactical move, right? But still, it is possible to do. It is possible to place it and collect the money before you pay for the stand. Now, when does this game end? The game ends, as you can see, this is the game ending condition, when there are only 4 spaces left for shoppers. So there are 20 spaces here, 5 per side. So we've got 16 spaces occupied by shoppers, the game ends. Or if we have 4 spaces left on the board unoccupied only, that's when the game can end as well. Once the last shopper or the last stand is added, every other player takes 1 more turn after the player that triggered the end of the game, and then we check the final scoring, which is the amount of money everybody has collected behind their covers during the whole game. So this is a very quick game, as you can see. The area is pretty small and the movements are quite limited in this way. This is how the game looks like basically for 2, 3 or 4 players. That's how you play Mercado de Lisboa. So if you're not interested in learning to play solo, which will be just a minute or 2 because there are no changes almost whatsoever with the setup and everything else. If you're not interested in the solo rules, thank you very much for watching the video. I'll repeat myself again. Hit the subscribe button, click the like, leave a trace in the comments. Tell me whether you like the game or not, whether you like the explanation or not. And now for the solo rules. Now, when you are playing solo, you just take one player's set from the box. So I'll leave the blue player. The setup is identically the same, but you draw 8 shops from the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shops from the bag. And those are the shops that you will be able to play the game with, usually. So this is the only change in the setup, and the rest is in the manual, in the rule book for the solo challenges, because when you are playing solo, you are playing the challenges. You are never allowed to select the action of taking 1 coin from the bag. This action doesn't exist as you're playing solo. You've got a rating here to check out how well you are faring when you are playing a solo game, and you've got 9 scenarios which have some special rules for what you can and can't do. So each scenario changes the game a bit and makes it a different puzzle, and you have to just earn as much money as possible. And later on you can take this table here, remember, write down the score from every challenge, and you get a bonus if you are able to create a move in which you earn, I think it was 32 coins. Yes, 32 coins for 1 movement, then you get a bonus, and then you check the total score for the whole 9 scenarios, and you can see how good of a shopper, how good of a merchant you are in this case. So I won't be discussing all of those scenarios here because the rules are pretty simple and pretty clear. The only change is that you take 8 tiles and at the beginning of the game. Thank you very much. This was Mercado de Lisboa, a game from Vital Lacerda and Julian Pombo from Eagle Gryphon Games. My name is Lone Vic. I hope that after watching this video you know how to play, how to set up this game, and I hope you are having a lot of fun with it. See you in my next videos. Stay safe, enjoy the summer, play as many board games as possible, obviously. See you soon. Bye bye.